Hey everyone, welcome back to edition 6 of In the Garden. Mark and Nicola, we're sitting here on our veranda.
Watching your very naughty dog.
Yes, we need to go and rehang that. We'll show you a picture in a minute. Over the next 2 weeks, we've got lots happening. We've got we've got road base and gravel and mushroom compost turning up.
We've got a rodent. Actually, no, he's a dog.
We have Mr. Winston, who's
rodent.
a little bit naughty. We've got
Starting the week off with a trip out to Dusty Hills for a friend's birthday.
Yep.
Dusty's in Moffatdale, which is the South Burnett is Queensland's other wine region, so it's a heap of vineyards and really good. And
we
the dog's
also
just torn another piece of his little roof.
Yeah, we have a little machine coming next week. We've got wood to move. We're laying the road base near the new shed. So there's lots happening. So watch along and we hope you enjoy it.
Cheers.
So I thought I'd let you in on one of the great joys that we have here at Stormhaven. It's 6:45 on a Sunday evening. And listen to that. There is so little noise. And we look out. Oh, we've got all these beautiful trees. And there's the moon. And yes, even the shed ready for planting around. We've got road base coming next week. And it's just bliss. And this is why we love Stormhaven. So we're getting towards the end of most of the big work that's going to be done this year. Today we've had 3 cubic metres of road base delivered. And if you have a look, you can actually see that there's quite a lip between the ground and the concrete. And it's actually even worse on the other side of the shed. So the idea is that we'll build up those areas so that it's easy to approach with the caravan and the trailer and the ride-on mower and even the WB. And then the other side will do the same, so it'll be easier to exit. The lip is, as I said, quite significantly deeper again. So this will make life a little bit easier later today. And depending, I might be able to get some video of that. I've got a cubic metre of mushroom compost coming. And I also have a cubic metre of gravel. Now, the mushroom compost is either, obviously very easy to explain. It'll be going into the 2 little garden beds there, a little bit in the main vegetable gardens, and we'll probably put some around the roses too. But the gravel is actually going, now I'm just going to move this, so if it wiggles a bit, I'm sorry, into the rose garden. As you can see, the rose garden is needing a lot of work. So the idea is we'll give that a clean up in the morning. Charlotte and I will start laying, we've got a heavy duty weed mat to go down and we'll peg that in. So we've got special weed mat pegs that'll go down. We've got the weed mat. It's not a plastic, it's a proper weed mat. So it'll let the moisture and what have you get through, but it'll stop the weeds coming up. And we'll actually run it right through the middle of the rose garden and up to the edges. And then once that's down, we'll start to lay the gravel. So we've got a busy weekend. I think I sort of made a comment last fortnight that we were going to be quite busy. Well, we're going to be really busy. We have a little machine for one day. So we'll move the road base. We'll try and get as much of the gravel moved. The other thing that's happening is we actually have the mobile butcher coming on the 14th. So that means that we have to dig a hole for some remains because, as we've always said, Dorcas was always being bred for eating, and so that will be taking place this next week. I won't do any videos on that, but I will do a video when all the cuts come back, so I'll be able to show you obviously what we've got and how many kilos and what the result was. I'll take you through how old she was, what we've had to do to prepare for it, but that's all for the future. At this stage, the focus now is get these entries and exits, get the rose garden sorted, start preparing the roses for winter, and going from there. The only other thing I was going to show you is the agapanthus bed. Now, as you can see, it's here at the entry to the house. We have had some loss of agapanthus. Most of them have gone really, really well, and most of them are really, really happy. And as you can see, the geraniums are also going very, very well. But for some reason, a couple of these have not weathered as well the late summer, early autumn period. But anyway, we'll keep going with them. We've never lost an agapanthus until this year. So that was a bit of a surprise for us. But gardening is always a strange critter, and when you're dealing with a new garden, you're never quite sure what you're going to get. So anyway, so that's all part of this week's tasks. Going forward, we do actually need to lay something down here in the driveway, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, mainly because of the cost of all of it. It is keeping us rather poor at the moment, but not to worry about that. We will survive. The only other thing I'm planning to do is, you'll see all that mulch up there. Once we have the garden beds prepared around the roses and also up around the driveway, the plan is to spread the mulch. It'll prepare the ground for winter so that everything, handles the colder weather better. And we'll be able to start putting the winter bulbs down, I would imagine probably in about 2 months. So I guess we're going to need to get them out and get them into the caravan fridge. But anyway, more about that soon. And here we go. The last delivery. Yay! This is the mulch. Or mushroom compost, if you want to be more specific. So there's 3 cubic meters of red base, cubic meter of the honey gravel, and now this is the cubic meter of mushroom compost. And tomorrow we've got a little machine that we're hiring to move it all around and dig a hole. So lots going on, but keep watching.
Okay, we've got the little bobcat home from the hire shop. Checking out how it's all chained on, which is pretty cool. So we will get it off the trailer. It's a lift trailer, so it's very cool as it comes on and off. Yeah, so got a few jobs we need to do, so we will get into it. Well, it's a rainy day and you can hear the bobcat skid steer running in the background. We're moving some wood. Yeah, it's a lovely day for weather. We've had 11 mil yesterday, a mil the day before. We're getting weed matting down in the rose garden area, so this will be where we end up with the permanent roses garden.
And it's very wet.
And it's getting very wet now, yeah. But we've got a few survivors. We've got our roses in the pots that we'll move out. And yeah, it's going to be, you can see the difference, but we're getting the weed mat down. And yeah, waiting to see the gravel go on next. Okay, we've got the weed mat down and now we're going to drop some honeystone gravel. You can start to see what it's going to look like. Spreading her out, getting some more from down there. We've got our cubic meter, and so hopefully we've got enough to cover the whole area. And then we'll get the roses in here, and off we go. We've got our potted ones coming across slowly, and there's our helper over there. And yeah, it's going to look good when it's done. That's a cubic metre of honeystone gravel that's been laid out in the rain. So you can see what it's going to look like when it's finished. So we're going to have to get another cubic metre, I'd say easily, and thicken it up and fill in the gaps. But certainly cleans it up, and yeah, it'll look really nifty. And when we get our other roses in here, it'll be very, very cool. We're moving, now the next job is moving the road base. We got 3 cubic metres of road base, and see the lip on the shed is putting the road base and trying to level it up so we don't have the lip on the shed. So nice damp weather, and here comes another load of road base. Well, we're just about to make some beer. It's the second batch. That's the first one I did 6 weeks ago. This is the second one we got to do, and just about to fill up the keg, sterilised all the equipment, and a messy laundry, and yeah, let's see where we go. So the contents of the can and up in the keg. And we have to add 4 litres of hot water, not boiling, a kilogram of dextrose sugar, which is wheat-based, I think, from memory. Substitute for cane sugar. So yeah, that's what we've got. That's the next step. Then cold water. So it makes up about 23 litres for brewing. Okay, we've got the keg filled up to 23 litres. Put the airlock on the top, so when it's sealed, it bubbles through, so you know that it's building up pressure and it's brewing. The empty can. One of the things I do is, it's not so good this time, but I put hot water as I'm mixing the hot water. So as I measure it out, I put the hot water in the empty cans. Remember your oven mitts, as obvious as that is, because the can gets very, very hot. But it actually helps mix out the leftover syrup. It's quite sticky, the syrup, and it's quite difficult to get out. And yeah, so anyway, so it helps drain that out. There's my little packet of yeast, so I'm about to sprinkle on the kettle. And a very attractive kettle it is too, with a whole heap of old children's toys in the background. I'm about to sprinkle the yeast over the top of the surface, so you just spread that evenly over the mix, seal her up, and hey presto, in about 7 days with the hydrometer, which and the instructions, which we'll go into a bit later on as we get through the brewing process. But yeah, so these are the regular instructions. Now I photocopied, oops, getting a bit, my original set because I leave them with the kit. And we used to do a lot of homebrew years and years and years ago and stopped for a range of cat food dish. Lots of distractions in the laundry. Anyway, so yeah, so they get a bit ratty. So I copied them Organda Laminator set, so I put them on the wall. But anyway, it's just nice to get back into it. As I said, this is second batch I've done in probably about, well, 5 years, easy, 6 years. And yeah, we'll keep you informed on how it goes.
Well, I thought you might find this interesting. So these turned up in the mail yesterday. So we have got 2 Hippiastrums, 2 Manzanilla olives and 2 Kalamata olives. They're only very small, as you can see, they're plug size. I've just treated them with a eco seaweed, which is like a sea salt. Now that they've got through their travels, we'll give them a couple of days. I tend to reuse the meat containers, so when I do go and buy meat at the grocery store, I'm a bit of a slacko, and usually yep, I'll keep those trays because they're ideal for sitting plants in and ensuring that they're handling any kind of transplant shock, or once they've been in transit, they tend to be needing a bit of extra love. Talking about a little bit of extra love, if you can see up the back there, Daisy's feeling a bit sad on it. Dorcas has gone, the butcher's been and gone, and she knows that's where Dorcas was, and she is feeling a bit sad. Can't blame her. But anyway, we'll give her a few days, some feed and a bit of love, and she'll be fine again.
Okay, we are heading down the street, and I'm in the passenger seat, just for anyone who's wondering. Heading off to pick up the whippersnipper and the mower from the, well, there used to be the steel shop, but they're now
I think he's
the
still
lawn.
the steel
He still is the steel shop, but he calls himself Kingaroy Mowing Centre. Yeah, there's the steel shop, and we'll soon have our serviced and ready to operate lawnmower, bush mower, and whippersnipper.
Yay.
Line trimmer, whippersnipper.
Strimmer,
Strimmer,
as they call it in the UK.
Interesting what everyone else calls them. So weed eaters. You're gonna have fun. You probably went into the first entry.
Yeah.
Yep. And
I
now
didn't think he'd be across the driveway.
now he's across the driveway. So yep. So now we're going into Kingaroy Mower Centre. That's he's called himself now. Onwards.
Hello everyone, so we're at the end of a fortnight. There's a big mess behind us, don't look too closely. It's been a really big fortnight.
And a very hot fortnight.
It's been except when it was raining.
Yep.
And as you will have seen, it rained on us last weekend and it was miserable work. But we got the rose garden weed mat down. We still need to get that extra cubic metre of the honeystone.
Honeystone gravel.
And then you and Nathan were busy with the shed, getting the approach done. Today I've mowed half the garden and Mark's done the vegetable patch and he's whippersnipped and he's even got grass on his face right now. There.
And whippersnipper. We picked up the whippersnipper and the push mower from Kingaroy Mowing Centre, the steel shop. So they ran like a champion.
And you put your beer down.
Put my beer down, so it'll be in the next one of these. We'll getting very close to bottling, but not just yet.
Nope. Okay, so I know there was lots more happened, and I'm a little bit hard-pressed to think of it all because there's just been a lot. Next fortnight is going to be action-packed. We've got meat coming in. We will be doing some more mowing. We've got planting to do. We've got cherries and peaches at the moment ready. We'll need to repot the olives, the hippiastrums. We're going to make some decisions whether we're going to plant them or repot them in the short term. So next time you see us, we'll probably be looking really exhausted, but that's par for the course here at Stormhaven. Don't forget to like the page or the channel. please subscribe. That does help us to be found on YouTube. Leave a comment if you've got suggestions, ideas, or otherwise. We really would love to hear them. And don't forget, if you do subscribe, press the bell so that you get notified every time we put a new video up.
And that's him, I think.
It is.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.